What's going on, everybody? My name's Dylan and I love cinema, and on this channel we talk about all things cinema. Today we are going over my favorite movie franchises. Eventually I'm going to cover strictly horror. This channel is mostly horror related, but I did want to go through and just talk about movie franchises in general, and then eventually we'll move into horror, which I'm a little bit more passionate about, but there's a lot of horror franchises I have not given a fair shake, so I'm waiting till I watch more before I do that video. Like, I want to watch all the Friday the 13th and all the Texas Chainsaw Massacres, all that stuff. I've already done Scream, so if you want to go check that out, go check it out. Here are the rules for this. First off, for me to consider it for this video, has to have 3 or more movies. So, some of these didn't make it because there's only 2. If I only did 2 movies, this would probably be an entire horror list. But I did 3 or more movies if you wanted to make the list. And I wanna get this one out of the way first. Honorable mention to Evil Dead. I've only seen 2 of them. I didn't get to see Evil Dead burn when it was in theaters, so now I gotta wait. I guarantee it would be on this list, but I haven't seen the 3rd one, and I haven't seen the OGs. I know I need to. But Evil Dead, just because of the modern ones alone, if I'd seen all 3, it'd probably be on this list. So, keep that in mind. Now, we're going to get to the meat and potatoes. We're going to get to my top 10 favorite movie franchises. As of this very recording, it could always change, because one of these on here, it's in the top 5, and I didn't see it till this year. I didn't see all the movies till this year. So, coming in at number 10, we have The Hobbit. Now, a lot of people are very big on Lord of the Rings. I know for sure I've seen 1, maybe 2. I have not seen all the Lord of the Rings, so for me, I've seen all the Hobbit movies, which I believe there are 3. I know there's 3 at least. I've seen them multiple times. And I'm very fond of The Hobbit. Especially the first one. I love the adventure this movie brings. I love the atmosphere. I love the sets they were working on / actual places they went. This movie alone carries it. Now granted, a lot of people aren't huge on the Hobbit franchise. That's okay, I get that. But I'm a Bilbo Baggins believer. I'm very fond of The Hobbit. I think this movie absolutely deserves to be in my top 10, and for me, it's better than Lord of the Rings currently. I haven't seen all the Lord of the Rings, but I think The Hobbit's a very good franchise, and you can be mad about it all you want. I'm a Hobbit truther. So coming at number 9, we have The Conjuring universe. I could just count the Conjuring movies, or just the Annabelle movies, or just the Nun movies. I just decided to count them all because they all tie into each other. And yes, I get it. This universe has some bad movies that you guys probably aren't fond of. A lot of people don't like The Nun. I really don't like The Nun too. A lot of people don't like Annabelle. A lot of people don't like any of the Conjurings past the 2nd one. For me, The Conjuring 1 and 2 are amazing. Let's get that clear. The Conjuring 3 was not bad. It wasn't good. It was a very middle-of-the-road movie. And then we got to the 4th Conjuring, and I actually think it's a little bit better than the 3rd one. So, as far as the Conjuring part goes, pretty good. Annabelle. The first one's not great. But the next 2, I'm very fond of. And then we get over to the Nun 1 and 2. I think they're both fine. I think they're both middle of the road. I think they're both perfectly watchable to me. That's my opinion. I love what this universe brings. I love Ed and Lorraine, even if, they may have been frauds in real life. I'm very fond of movie Ed and Lorraine. I'm very fond of the Conjuring universe. And just because the Conjuring 1 and 2 alone, I feel like it definitely deserves a shake on my list. Coming at number 8. This is a franchise that really kind of lost its way over time. I had the Fast and Furious franchise. Now, I'm not a car guy. I'm not really even a racing guy. But I love these movies, and I always have. From 1 to 7, plus Hobbs and Shaw. that is pretty much, Hobbs and Shaw is pretty much where it ended for me. 8, I believe I watched 8. Couldn't probably tell you a thing about it. I like 7. I like all the ones before it. Even Tokyo Drift, which, it isn't even like really the Paul Walker, timeline. Very good movie. That's some of people's favorite Fast and Furious movie, mind you. I believe this is a very good franchise. I do believe it got too big for its own good, which is why the newer movies, they got too modern, they got too, like, weirdly CGI dependent, where we have, like, cars exploding out of buildings. It's like, it started off as racing, but very good franchise. As I said, for me, it stopped at Hobbs and Shaw. 8, I can take it, leave it. 1 through 7, I claim. But I actually really like Hobbs and Shaw, too. Now we come into number 7. And this one is a classic. All these movies tie in together. I couldn't even tell you the plot of one of them, because every time I watch these, I have to watch like all of them in a row. I have the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise. Great franchise. Captain Jack Sparrow. I just love watching this guy and his shenanigans just being the best, worst pirate ever. And that's the best way to describe that. This guy has no right to have as many people follow him as he does. But he still does it. Johnny Depp plays his character perfectly. I don't know if there's a better casting. I think the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, I wouldn't say perfect, but I don't think it really has a bad movie either. I don't know if that's even a hot take. I'm very fond of the Pirates of the Caribbean. Whenever I was younger, we go over to my Uncle Eric's house, and we would, every time we went there, I was like, just put on Pirates of the Caribbean. Dad and him were out there hanging out in like the garage. My siblings, they didn't really care. I'm like, I want to watch Pirates of the Caribbean. And that's what I watched pretty much every single time I went over there. I rewatched all of them, I believe, at the end of last year as well. Love this franchise. So good, so nostalgic for me. And if you haven't seen Pirates of the Caribbean somehow, go check them out. They're a lot of fun. Coming in at number 6. Now, I haven't seen every single movie in this franchise, but I think I've seen enough to have an opinion. And I do technically believe I've seen every single canon movie. We're talking about Halloween. I love Halloween. Now, I'm not going to sit here and act like every 80s movie I've ever checked out is like, holds up, super well, because over time, some movies get outdated a little bit. I think Halloween, especially the first two, I think they're actually really good. I actually really enjoy the first 2 Halloween movies. And say what you will about the trilogy that came out recently, I think they're all fine. I really liked the one from 2018. I thought that one was a lot of fun. I had pretty much no problems with Halloween Kills. I thought we got a lot of good kills in it. Halloween Ends is kind of why it's down lower, because it's not the ending. It's just not the best ending movie. They had a lot of ideas, and they tested them all out, and the end of a trilogy, I don't know. I did enjoy the movie, and I definitely don't hate it as much as most people do. But I definitely could see the issues with Halloween Ends. But the Halloween franchise, I've only seen 5. First 2, and the new trilogy, which, if I'm correct, which I'm pretty sure I am, is every canon Halloween. So I think I'm allowed to have an opinion on it, if you're mad I haven't seen, all the random ones in between, and I've heard there's some stinkers in here. I don't know. But I've seen, from the 5 I've seen, pretty fond of it, and I've seen them a couple times. So Halloween takes the 6th spot. Coming in at number 5, and this is another huge franchise, and I also don't think there's a bad movie in here either. I have Harry Potter. Another fun adventure franchise, kind of like The Hobbit, but in its own way. You get to follow Harry Potter and his friends going to Hogwarts and learning magic and all the fun shenanigans that come with that, and all the fun, goofy characters. Like my goat Hagrid, love that guy. The Harry Potter franchise is very good. And I will say, and I don't think this is a popular opinion at all, I didn't love the Deathly Hallows Part 1 or 2, which are the last 2 movies. I actually thought they kind of were a little worse than the rest of them, which, you know, that may be a hot take. And I know a lot of people like the Deathly Hallows. I don't know, I just think I preferred it more when they were in Hogwarts. I really did. And I get it at the end. I think the Deathly Hallows Part 2 is when they go back. But I just really liked watching them every year get ready, and then they go back to Hogwarts together, and there's always some stupid dilemma before they go there. I don't know. I just love the Harry Potter franchise. It's so much fun. There's a reason why it's as successful as it is, and it absolutely deserves to be on a list. That's why it made my top 5. Coming in at number 4. Didn't see a single one of these movies till this year. I'm talking about John Wick. I've seen all 5, because I'm counting Ballerina, John Wick movies this year. These movies are so much fun. And I was never really interested because I'm like, oh, it's just a guy that fights a bunch of people. And then you watch the guy fight a bunch of people, and it's just so good. I don't know how to describe it. I think plot-wise, the first one obviously had like the best plot. That's where, spoiler, his dog gets killed. And then you just watch him kick the crap out of everyone because his dog got killed. You know? How can you not root for a guy who's avenging his pupper? I don't know. I just think all of them are so good. And, you know, it's a little hard to distinguish 2 through 4 from each other for me. Because to me, they all feel like the same thing. Granted, they all have their own little plot devices for why he is still fighting. You need to watch them. But for me, I kind of get them a little jumbled up in my head because I did watch them all in a row. I watched them all within like 3 days. And then I watched Ballerina later that week, you know, because I didn't know it existed. And Ballerina, let's talk about that. It is in the universe of John Wick, and we're basically following one of those ballerinas that are at that church thing that John Wick, I think, was raised in. And they're like assassins, but they're like ballerinas. So he's actually a part of the Ballerina movie. It's just not his movie. Also really good. You just get to see like a female assassin kick a bunch of butts. And John Wick makes a cameo too. So if you haven't checked out Ballerina and you love the John Wick movies, go check it out. Coming in at number 3. And I had to put a Marvel trilogy / 4 movie, I don't know, quadrilogy, I don't know if that's the word. I had to put something on here for Marvel because I love Marvel, and I didn't want to do the whole universe because all of these little trilogies and whatnot in there are very different. And some of the quality is steeply declined. The Avengers was almost my pick, but I'm not huge on Age of Ultron. I think the first one's really good. I think the Age of Ultron's a little boring, and I think the next 2 are peak. But there's a trilogy that exists in the Marvel universe that is perfect to me. And that is Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy is some of the most rewatchable movies for me ever. If there's ever a day where I'm sitting there and I'm like, man, I just want to turn on a movie that is a lot of fun to watch. I'm between 2 movies just about every time. Grown Ups, Guardians of the Galaxy. And Grown Ups probably, once we get the 3rd Grown Ups, it might be on here. I love Grown Ups 1 and 2. That's a different, we'll table that discussion. Guardians of the Galaxy is peak. The first one is peak. The second one, a lot of people have issues with. I think it's really good. Do I think it's as good as the first one? No. Do I think it's bad? No. The third one, really peak. The first and third are better than the second, but the second is not a bad movie. A lot of people hate on the second one. That's where we get Mantis. We get a little bit about Peter's past. I'm very fond of the second one. I don't have a lot of issues with it. A lot of people do, and I get it. I get it. But I'm not going to hate on it. I don't think it deserves the hate it gets. This is the best trilogy, in my opinion. And on top of that, I think it's the funniest trilogy. And I don't think that's a hot take. And the only thing you could argue is maybe Deadpool. But I almost want to argue Deadpool 2 is probably more disregarded than Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. But Guardians of the Galaxy, it makes it. Iron Man was really close. Iron Man's my favorite Avenger, but Guardians of the Galaxy, man, they has my heart. Coming in at number 2. Ooh, this is a good franchise. technically a trilogy. Knives Out. I freaking love Knives Out. I love murder mystery. And I found out about the first Knives Out whenever I met my girlfriend. Changed my life, I'm be honest. This movie is so good. And then they made Glass Onion. They went 2 for 2. The first one takes place at like a family home. Really dark, you know, rich, entitled family. Then we move to an island of a bunch of rich people. Murder happens. Murder mystery on a tropical island. It's a very good summertime movie. Then we move to the third one where they are in a church. They are in like a church, a cathedral, and I can't lie. All these take place in very different places. All of them have their own murder mysteries. All of them have, I think they're relatively hard to figure out. I don't think this is something you're gonna watch and be like, that's what happened. I have not had a moment with these. And I see a lot of twist and plot twist coming. And the man, the myth, the legend, one of the best main characters of all time, in my humblest opinion, Benoit Blanc. I freaking love Benoit Blanc. This guy, not only is he a super genius, he's funny. He's everything you want your daughter to date in a man or something like that. These movies are all different, but they all follow the same murder mystery premise with the same head honcho at the head of every one of them. I love Knives Out. Perfect trilogy. I want a 4th one. I want a 5th one. Maybe even give me a 6th one. I love Knives Out. If you haven't seen the Knives Out trilogy, give the first one a try. You'll fall in love. Coming at number 1, and this probably will never change, is Scream. I love Scream. A lot of people may have lost a little bit of luster for it after Scream 7. Here's what I have to say about Scream 7. Were the killer reveals lame? Yes. Did their motives make sense? Not really. But outside of that, outside of the third act, this movie had me giggling quite a bit. I don't know. I don't know if I'm alone in that boat. I may just be easier to please than you are. I really liked Scream 7. Third act's pretty meh. Probably the worst third act we've had. Pretty close with 6. To me, there's not a bad Scream movie. I think all of them are good. I think every single Scream movie, you could watch them in order, and I would never have an issue. Middle of the day, you're like, hey Dylan, let's watch all the Scream movies. Okay. I love all the Scream movies. And I also have a little bit of a hot take myself. I really like the third one. That's the one that people used to throw spitballs at before 7. Like, the third one isn't very good. I really like the third one. I don't know. I don't know why I'm in like the hot... I don't know why I feel like that's a hot take. I don't feel like it should be. Because for me, my top 3 goes 1, 5, 3. I really like 3. And Scream is just such a good freaking franchise. You got it. They're funny. First off, funny matters, you know. It's funny, but it still takes itself serious. Like, there's funny moments, but you still care for your characters. The killers are really like human and goofy, and they're falling over stuff, they're getting their butts kicked, and that's how it should be. They shouldn't always be, you know, the immortal guy who's just gonna cut everyone's head off and not have any issues. I love the atmosphere. I am a sucker for small town vibes. One of my favorite shows ever. Guess what? Stranger Things. One of my favorite movie ever. It. Small town. Small towns get me. Halloween. Small town. Stuff like that. I love a small, condensed environment in just a central area. A small town is a killer for me. Scream itches every scratch I want in a movie and a franchise. The Scream franchise is my number 1. I'm not saying it won't ever be replaced, it'd be really hard because it started off with a bang, and I still think they're consistently good to this day. But that's my list. I guess if I make a horror one, you know what my number one's gonna be. But outside of that, it's gonna be made in a while, Like, I'm not gonna make this next week and be like, oh, guess what, guys? Scream's still number one. And you'll be like, yeah, dude, you told us that 7 days ago. But whenever I get more versed in horror knowledge, then I will make a horror franchises top 10. But for right now, this is my top 10 favorite movie franchises of all time of this current date, because they can always change. Let me know what your favorite horror franchise is down below. I appreciate you watching this video, and I hope to see you in the next one.